Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Youth and Women Platform. And this is your host, Sister Zeenat. The purpose of the program is we talk about the problems of youth as well as women, and we even talk about the solution, through an expert. So every time we have an expert with us who discuss about the problems and solution. This time we have an educational expert with us in the studio, Sister Zahra Muqaddas Sode. Assalamu alaikum, sister. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Fine, thanks. Happy to be at your service today.
Thank you so much for being here in the studio. We are very happy to have you here.
That is our pleasure again to be here with you.
Please
with
introduce
audience.
yourself.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hello everyone. Hope you're all fine. That is all my pleasure to be here with you and at your service. I'm Zahra Muqaddas Sode. I have been teaching English for 10 years and have been educational manager, educational supervisor and superintendent in different national and international schools, and with experiencing non-Iranian or Iranian schools then. Oh, I forgot to say.
So thank you so much, sister. So you have been supervisor and the vice principal of national and international students. That means you have been dealing with students of all kind of races and cultures. So you have a great experience with that. So
and even some other religions.
And all kind of religions. I should have added that with you. That's very good. So. Today we'll be talking about drugs and alcohol and emotional changes, because we are concentrating on the youth.
Yes.
So the parents who are watching this, the youth who are watching this can be a great solution for them. Great solution. If your student goes into drugs just for culture, this is pop culture. I want to taste the drug or something, or they are in drugs. How do you handle that situation?
To tell the truth, adolescence is the age of change, that it's the age between adulthood and childhood. And students or even children are confused about being as an adult with those responsibilities, or even they pay attention to their desires as children. So it is not an easy time for parents to deal with these problems, but the best way is to see it as a kind of normal phase and passing phase that is entirely natural, and that might happen for everyone here in the society. To tell the truth, using drugs might be rooted in using drugs by parents first. Or someone in neighborhood, or someone that has been as a great model for that. Or even some friends that have been problematic for this child.
Yeah. Someone who motivated you to get into drugs.
And also even peer pressure. Sometimes our students have or gain low level of self-confidence and low levels self-esteem. Then they like to trust in stronger ones, and stronger students say, just be cool. You are just those spoiled. You don't dare to do something, and just be like us. And peer pressure makes them be like their friends. And on the other hand, they like to practice independence. Practicing independence sometimes leads them to the wrong side. They like to take risks and do something new, no matter what it is. And they might have made some mistakes during this
time. They want
to
experience something new. It's like cool for them. It's like drugs. They watch it on movies. Yeah. They just want to go try it out, whatever they are doing, and want to feel it, experience it themselves. And then the friends, they motivate you. Hey, dude, if you have guts, try this out. And they say, oh, I have guts. I will try it out. They want to experience. Sometimes they really get inside and become an addict. Which is very bad for them.
And unfortunately, sometimes when parents say do or don't a lot,
Yeah.
they probably like to do it more than
Opposite, yeah,
before.
no,
Yes.
So it is like in a way that the teenagers has to be handled totally differently.
Yeah.
When they are kids, you can order them. After a certain age, like coming to the hadith of Islam, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he says until the age of 7, treat your kid like a prince and princess, you know.
Yeah.
Until the age of 13, you know, treat them like, teach them obedience.
Yes.
You know, so that they learn the meaning of obedience, but still you cannot ridicule or
Yeah.
hit them. After that age, you know, it's called as become their friends. Now, parents keep like thinking, how can you make your kid as a friend? You know, but this is like a mind game. You know,
Yeah.
because they're teenagers, the
And
hormones
also
have
use
changed.
their consultations.
Yes, take
in your-
advices
Yeah.
from them, become a friend, but still you're playing a mind game. Because
Yeah.
over here, they don't want to be ordered, they will
For
do something
sure.
opposite. You're playing a mind game, right? They're just trying to say, oh, whatever you've done is cool. Become like a teenager yourself.
Yes.
You know,
that
but
is.
still you're a parent. So parents also need to learn how to deal with it. We are not going in the parents. Now we are with the teachers and management,
Mm-hmm.
how you deal with the youth, you know. So definitely the hormones have changed. They said they want to take the drugs. Now, how would you handle that situation?
I try to remind them of their future goals and purpose. I usually call them to the office and say, what is your purpose?
Of life.
Yeah, of life, and what do you want to be in the future? They usually say something that I want to even gain some high social status, and I say, do you know the consequences of using drugs and such substance like this, or even drinking alcohol? Or even, have you ever seen some people on the street with
Homeless.
Yeah, exactly. And do you think if you have passed by those people, do you think they might receive people respect? And when I saw show the consequences of these, using drugs or drinking alcohol, or remind them of their future goals, they might be led to the right side that it should be.
You can become an influencer just by talking, just by
Yes.
that can affect their mind
For
and
sure.
ideology in a way that the way the friends have dominated the mind.
Yes.
You also try to become their friend to dominate their mind or change them in a right way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because they cannot somehow distinguish wrong from right.
Yes. Yeah.
That is why we have to intervene.
And they can't even contact the parents because then the parents is all about ordering you, you know. So you are like you try to be the friend
Yes.
and try to be a good advisor so that you become an influencer for them. So how about someone who's into alcohol? Alcohol is something that people would like to explore because they watch so much in the movies. They just want to go have this, you know, alcohol. And they're still kids. They want to try a cigarette. They want to have alcohol. So how do you handle this
One of the
situation?
reasons that they usually want to drink alcohol and the issues like this is easy access to them in the
Yes.
society. They see their friends like that and they have an access to them to buy or even get them whenever they want. Try to get them busy doing something different in the society, not just by studying, doing some projects that they are interested in, might even get them far from these issues. If they are, they don't have anything to do, they might be led to watching these movies and hanging out with their friends.
It's cool.
But yeah, that is cool. But we can even set some boundaries that you can go out once a month with your friends under the parents' supervision, not under the really strict control. Under the parents' supervision, when and how, where, with whom they want to go. Then even parents should see, in my opinion, who their friends are. It is really important.
You know, again, this is very right. Company makes a man. Imam Ali alayhi salam has said that choose your company in a right way because whatever they talk, it influences your heart and then it influences your tongue, then it influences your actions.
Yeah.
And it makes your future, destroy your
sure.
future. You know, this is something very interesting. Have you ever been out on a school trips with the youth? traveling
Yes,
for 1
yes,
week.
I have been.
So, there are few students who come out and then say, stop putting restrictions on me. I'm without my parent. I want to do whatever I want to do. Don't put rules. Yeah, the rebellious ones who
Yeah.
just want to say, freedom. They just want to go around.
Sometimes try to let them free.
Yeah.
They are on a trip to be
Yeah.
with their friends and to feel free to even talk, to hang out, and even enjoy their trips. We are there to see and watch them indirectly. We
Yeah.
don't say that we do not let you go somewhere. We might even say if you want to go shopping with your friends, you might get back home or dormitory or wherever we are in hotel, you might get back by 8 o'clock and 8 p.m. Try to set some rules for them to get back and to know your expectations during the time.
I remember when I was at school, I was barely like a teenager. We went out for 2 weeks trip, to many like places, many beautiful places. And the teachers told us, okay, girls, go out, shop. And when you shop, come back to this buses, That was the time we were all alone without the teachers. And, shopping stuck our eyes. We were, shopping stuck. And we went around shopping each and everything, bargaining, learning how to bargain
Yes.
without the parents for the very first time. Some girls were like paid more, some girls paid less, but we were excited to come back
Yeah.
independently. So that trip changed my life. When
For
I
sure.
came back home, I felt more responsible for
Yes,
myself. I
exactly.
wanted to become a better person.
Yeah, for
Instead
sure.
of sometimes freedom makes you think to do wrong things, but I was like, no, freedom is going to make me a right
Yeah.
person. So I think letting your daughters go out for vacation is important, because there are parents who don't allow their daughters to go out for vacation. When it comes to 1-day trip is okay. When it comes to
more
4-day trip, 1 week, you all alone, they don't allow, which is not good for them.
I don't think so, yeah.
Emotionally, they are so much hurt that their father is like overprotective, overpossessive, that is not-
Oversensitive,
oversensitive,
unfortunately.
and this is so bad impact upon her. So, what would you tell about to those
We
parents?
usually tell that children are not robots.
Yeah, let them
They
go.
try not to expect them to be the way you want to be.
Yeah.
The way you act might influence their actions, not the way you want them to be. And just by criticizing them or shifting blames on them, or just as try not to be as the rule of judging students when they want to talk about their even school events or extracurricular activities they want to do.
Yes, there's so many restrictions. I know parents who have not allowed their kids to participate in sports in a girls' school. And I was like, why would your parents not allow you to do that? I don't understand sometimes, where all these things come from, that you're not allowing your kid to become physically active,
Yeah.
stopping the person so much, that's definitely coming from someone is stopping you, some cultural talks or maybe ideology, I really don't know. But I would encourage the parents not to stop your kids.
For sure.
Yes, please let them
And
participate in all cultural activities, sports activities, and all the vacations and let them dress up, let them go
Yeah.
out with the friends without you being out there. They can do it at some point of time. So this is something. Now let's talk about emotional changes.
Emotional changes that usually being observed at school are like when students act aware, emotional, like they are really sensitive, start crying. Everything can make them cry, everything can make them excited, happy, angry, and mood swings are common during this
Is
time.
that only for kindergarten kids or elementary school?
Usually for teenagers.
Really? Teenagers also?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
cry.
have been seen
Yeah.
start crying, and even everything can make them angry. They like to even react to the teachers and someone who is elder, because they might like to be independent from those people. They want to
maybe,
practice and experience it themselves.
Maybe they want to say something that they can't. Maybe they feel like imprisoned or something. What is the reason for crying?
You know, in my opinion, for the teenagers, that is totally natural if it does not continue. Because getting stuck in some emotional problems or emotional factor might be considered as a major problem in the future. But if that is like mood swings from being angry or even getting excited immediately, and the issues like this might be considered natural. I can, as parents or even as teacher or staff, teach them how to behave. I used to be a teenager like you, and then when I get angry or upset with you, your father, or anyone else, I do like this. I talk to them and explain why I am angry, or even try to open up the dialogue to relieve, because sometimes they are suffering from their inner emotions, you know.
Wow. And it can be any kind of emotion.
Yeah,
that
for
all of a
sure.
sudden they are crying, all of a sudden they are like laughing, or they are angry.
Yes.
So it can be. So we will definitely talk more about that. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after a short break. So, sister, we were talking about the emotional changes, right? Especially we spoke about this, the girls who have the mood swing, and they get happy, all of a sudden they start crying, and then anger. How do you handle anger?
The best way is to ask their elder sisters or brothers or siblings to share their experiences of puberty with them. Whatever it has been. Also, try to create a calm atmosphere and environment at home, that if you get angry, nothing changes. Being angry does not show that you are not satisfied with the situation, and probably you will be deprived of attention, something that you're looking for, and something that you're angry about. But if you talk calmly and try to be positive, or even try to be positive in this situation, and looking for solving and resolving problems, asking us questions about the reasons that we behaved you like this, it can be solved. But by being angry, nothing changes.
So basically, yeah, you're counseling the person.
Yeah.
It's like an anger management.
Yes.
And you're handling the anger management by saying your anger management is because of your age. It's very common.
Yes.
You can handle it. You know,
Share my experiences as an elder sister. But the best way is to be their elder siblings, you know, if they share their experiences with them of their puberty or these emotional changes. On the other hand, we show them by getting angry, nothing changes, because the children are looking for attention by getting angry. They won't receive those attentions that they want.
Yes.
They just be deprived. We keep quiet and just take a look at them, or even try to leave the place. Then after they get calm and chill out, they come and talk to us.
Yes, they do. It was like, okay, you don't
Try
care.
to be more rational about
You're like,
that.
okay,
That
you don't
is
care about me. I see that. So you're just trying to say that when you're angry, I don't care. Be calm and then talk to me.
Yes,
It's like just
exactly.
handling them with coolness, not with anger.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very nice about, like, what more can you share about the emotional changes?
Emotional changes might, some emotional factors or even emotional problems might take months or years to be solved.
Yes.
It needs parents and also teachers' persistence and practice sometimes. And in some major problems of emotional problems, when they continue crying about something for a long time to receive and get what they expect, we have to even consult the psychologist or even someone that is expert in this issue.
So, yeah, so you do that. You even consult the psychologist.
sure.
And that would be a great help because sometimes the parents get offended when you talk about the word psychologist. Oh, do you think so? My kid is psycho? No, it's not about the kid being crazy. The person is going through something that an expert can only say that, right? If the person gets sick, you go to a doctor. The doctor says, okay, you just have this infection and you take this, you're going to be fine. So when you go to a psychologist, the person really helps you. It's for the parents first, don't get offended.
Yeah.
Please don't get offended. This is something for you, for your own kid, because you as a supervisor, as a VP, vice principal, you're handling so many kind of situation. I know the parents can be so much blasted on you, angry on you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you have to handle them calmly,
Because
right?
they usually try to, some and a few, usually try to follow their traditions.
Yes.
They think they are crazy if we say you refer to psychologists or an
Yes.
expert. But everyone needs psychologists or someone as a counselor to talk with and seek for solving problems and options for solving problems.
Definitely, yes. So it's not easy to deal with parents, I would say, you need a lot of tolerance and a lot of patience. Like you're a calm person,
Yeah.
so you can handle that. So coming to educational challenges, there are educational challenges with the kids.
Educational challenges come up with high expectation from parental sides and also from a person
Yes.
of those inner emotions
Yes.
and feelings about herself. In our opinion, as I told you before, they usually start crying if they get lower score.
Yes.
And also if just once loses, if they just want lose marks.
Why did I get
And
85%? Why
yeah.
not 90%? It's like...
Because, in my opinion, these expectations have been imposed by parents. Because parents are idealists or perfectionists, and we usually say parents are kindly asked not to be perfectionist or idealist in a way that being the toppest in the classroom might crop up some other problems.
I don't understand where did this concept come from. Number one only.
Yeah.
What grade did you get? A plus. Number one only.
Even that is time jealousy rises.
Yes.
You
Jealousy
don't want to see the other's success
down.
Yeah.
And this is superiority complex that comes. You want to put people inferior than
Yeah,
you. If you don't
unfortunately.
get that, am I better than my own sister? That point comes. Your own sister should be down than you,
Yeah.
Forget about your own sister, then comes to your classmates. You're talking about your classmates, and all the classmates should be down. Now you're not helping each other. Now you're not friendly. Now
Unfortunately.
you're stressed out. You just want this great, or else you're cracked out on your teacher. You're cracked out on people, I don't understand that. So
By the way, competition is a great way to improve and promote, and
Yes, it's
even
good.
showing up a
Yeah.
great academic performance. But if it comes up with jealousy, or even when you're not feeling well with the others and the other
narcissism,
yeah,
I would say narcissism.
Yes.
It's only self-admiration. I am good. I should be number one. I should be perfect. And parents teaching you, it goes in a negative track.
yeah.
So that definitely imbalance something. So what kind of extra problems that can come when the person just wants to be number one?
in my opinion, sometimes show her that when she goes to the society and wants to even get the best colleges and universities admission, for sure she feels stress. She feels under stress, and
Yes.
that is really hard to handle the situation. But try to show them that always, if I am a great person, there is a person that it might be better than me.
Yes.
I should even tolerate
that.
and get happy with the others people's success.
Like definitely you're not discouraging any student to not to study, but what you're saying is that don't be so much concerned about being number one that you come under stress the whole time.
Yes.
Because I've learned this real-time story of this person who has been number one his entire life and got his best A+ grades and his best university, went abroad and studied in best university and had the best job and best position in a very good company. Then the time of recession comes when he lost his job. He was not getting any other, like the same position in any other company. He was getting a lower paid job, but he was
Yeah.
getting a job and he could not accept that.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because of that, he went into depression. Because of that, he committed suicide.
These
Because
are usually one and only child of the families. They have not practiced being in groups
sharing.
Yeah.
He said, sharing is caring.
And we have even seen stealing in some rich families. Why
Yes.
is that so? It means that that girl might be that much selfish to want the best of those stationery or even stuff for herself. And if she has taken her father's pen, pencil, or anything that has been new, she thinks she can take anyone else's best stuff for herself.
Yeah, that's right. And stealing is just not in educational levels. Just imagine someone is stealing in educational level. In
Yeah.
future, the person will be stealing in businesses,
Yeah.
stealing at the jobs, other people's
Exactly.
position.
Exactly.
I deserve this position because I'm better than you. And that goes like the worst way. This is what you said. This is the connecting problem.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is that don't just try to be number one. And for the parents, you gave a message, please don't be a stress on your kids. Because myself as a teacher, I've seen how parents get crazy
Yes.
on their
that is.
kids. And they just say, don't participate in any sports or cultural activities just for your exam.
And unfortunately, they usually are oversensitive with the scores in a way. If you have not got the A mark in math, you're not clever. You're
Yeah.
not smart. But multiple intelligences show that if you have got great scores in math, it does not show that you are intelligent in the other fields of studies.
Yeah.
There might be another student with musical taste,
Yes.
with the other talents that
Yeah.
should be focused on. We have to, as parents, keep the blame out of this step.
Yeah.
Your child's talents should be recognized. She might not be good at math, but on the other hand, might be really talented in memorizing and even acting out something well.
Yes.
So try to focus on the
Artistic things
yes.
also. So because a person can be a good artist.
For
and
sure.
artists also make great money, right? Because at the end of the day, when you are done with your education, this question comes, oh, you have done masters, in this field. What have you done in your life? That means this comes to this money.
Yes.
Everything is stuck back to the money. The parents, the way they visualize you, because you are studying so good in this university, you need to make this good bucks. If you don't make this money, because they're master students who don't make great money, and they're like, what have you done in your life?
Yeah.
This is where everything ends. That's money.
And unfortunately, sometimes a high social status. If
Yeah.
you have become doctor, it means that you are successful. But if you want to be a teacher, you are not that much
Definitely. They say,
successful.
"You wanna be a teacher?"
Unfortunately, yeah.
I've even heard this when you say, oh, because you couldn't do anything in your life, that's why the person is a teacher.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen what teacher is doing? What all the interview that I have been taking, like personal training a student, helping a parent, connecting in all
Yeah,
ways,
for sure.
making the future of a student.
And society needs them all.
All the
needs
time.
different people
Yeah.
to be active in the society and to create that society.
Yes.
Not everyone is necessary to be a doctor, or even not everyone should be a teacher.
Yeah.
There are so many talents to be focused on. Even we usually ask parents that try not to focus on a person and personality, because of that keep the blame out of this step. Try to focus on the issue if you see some problems in your child. Focusing on the issue, not a person. Focusing on the problem, not reacting just by emotions.
Yes, definitely. Because you know, when we talk about being just a doctor or an engineer, target on that. Target on just being a doctor or an engineer, but you're not targeting on that individual's talent.
Yeah, and we are not people who decide for our
Sure,
children.
we can't.
Yeah.
Because the talent is something that God knows, definitely. The person has to understand himself or herself
Yeah.
to what kind of career the person has to head in future. But the parents dominate. Parents think's good for you. It's nothing bad.
For sure.
But because
They
of the
want the
lack,
best for
yes,
us.
and no other person can think like that. But because of the lack of knowledge, they misjudge their kids. Okay, you're an engineer, be an engineer, work in an engineer. But the person from inside has an engineering degree, but from inside is something else. Maybe the person is an artist.
We
you know?
have had these situations before, even for their social problems and dating and even hanging out with friends. We have had so many problems with parents because they were worried about their children. That was natural.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to let their children go out with their friends and even dating, but they
Yeah.
needed to do so.
Oh my God, we will definitely come back to that, talking about definitely in the next program that we do it. That's a huge discussion.
For sure
But
that
right
is.
now we are talking about the disabled kid. How do you? I want to talk about the kids who have a disability. You know, inside. How do you understand them?
Disability.
Ali.
Usually it can be informed by the teachers. When teachers come to the office and says this child cannot read well,
Yeah.
does not even recognize the relationship between symbols and cannot read well, has kind of mental disabilities. But better not to label unhelpful, like you
Yeah.
know, try not to tag unhelpful
Yes, we
labels.
cannot label the students
Yes.
at all.
Because unfortunately, if we say in front of the others
Yes.
that this is lazy, this cannot concentrate, they're usually
Yes.
distracted,
Yes.
and these all are
It's gonna affect
carried
emotionally.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that might impact on her academic performance in long term. She thinks she is not that much beneficial and fruitful
Yes.
for the society in the future.
So we have to be really very careful while we are talking, because we are talking about the emotional changes in students and how we can handle that kind of a situation. The entire episode, inshallah, next episode, we are
Yeah.
going to be talking about the social gathering
Yes.
and the datings and the age that they want to do it. So thank you so much, sister, for being part of this show.
Thank you very much for having me today.
And thank you all for being with us until now. Stay tuned for another exciting topic. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.